Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Bear Down with Brian Jeffries. That's me, the gentleman next door. You certainly recognize Dave Heeke, Vice President and Director of Athletics at the U of A. We're here to talk about college athletics right now during this challenging time in our world's history and learn more about what's going on in the U of A campus. Of course, sports have come to a standstill right now due to the pandemic around the world. It's caused cancellation of sports everywhere, of course. The students are taking classes online and doing what they can to work out individually, and we'll talk about that coming up. But Dave, first of all, I want to thank you for joining us, and most importantly, I want to make sure that you, your wife Liz, your boys are doing well and doing the best you can during this time.
Well, thanks, Brian. It's great to be with you, and it's great to have a chance to visit with fans and share a little bit of the message. Yeah, we're safe and healthy, doing well. And our sons are all doing well. So in this really crazy, unprecedented time, it's we feel very blessed and very lucky to be safe and healthy right now.
The hundreds of student athletes, of course, affected, in particular those who are in the middle of their sports, and that means so much to you. But you have a further personal connection to that. Your son Zach playing baseball at Central Michigan, and in his senior season, it's interrupted there after 17 games. And so maybe you can give us kind of a personal look at how he's dealt with all of this.
Yeah, it's interesting to be an administrator. I talk about this a lot, but still having a son involved in athletics at the Division I level. They were on a bus between leaving practice just outside of Orlando, Florida. They were on their spring trip when the news came through on Twitter. And as all of our student athletes now are so in tune with the social media, it just spread like wildfire. And I think it was really hard. Is this it? Is it over after 17 games or whatever? Is it done? Is my career done? As a senior, he was a senior, he is a senior. And I think that was very hard. For several days, it was very hard. And then to go through that, as a parent and try to counsel and see, not knowing exactly how things would materialize and how things would fall out. Really fortunate that there'll be opportunities for our senior student athletes here at Arizona and elsewhere around the country. But it was a trying time. And but again, I hope that while it was trying, it was also a big learning experience. A lot of people around the country going through similar circumstances. When you think about seniors in high school or all the different opportunities that were out there, not just athletically, that kind of went away because of what happened and where we are now. I think our student athletes are very fortunate to have essentially a do-over, an opportunity to come back and compete. So interesting times. Again, I'm pleased that they'll have that opportunity to come back. At the same time, it was a little bit of a struggle there early on.
I bet. You've had a chance to stay in touch with your fellow athletic directors, certainly at the Pac-12 level and beyond. Has there been a theme, a central theme to what you as athletic directors are doing now and as you look to the future?
Well, I think many of us, all of us, are in the same boat, and we're experiencing the same challenges. As directors at the Pac-12 level, I think we have such great institutions with really good leadership. We have a tremendous group of athletic directors across the board, and for that matter, leadership at the presidential level of our campuses. It's really about centering on what we need to do for our students and for our staff. And that's what we talk about a lot is what are we doing? What are the nuances of our different campuses? But how are we, again, fulfilling our mission to our student athletes, as well as being very cognizant of the challenging times that this is for our staff, like many around the country. But with 250 staff members and 500 student athletes on our campus, that's what I'm most focused on, is making sure that we're doing the right things for them, that we're trying to keep them well informed. We're providing as many services as we can. We're continuing to provide educational services for our student athletes so they can continue to progress through their degrees, and that our staff can continue to do things. We're actually working. We have everyone still working and doing a lot of good work from remote locations, and we've had to learn a lot from that perspective. But they're very, very engaged, and I think that's what it's about, is trying to stay engaged from a campus level to a conference level, and then quite frankly to a national level. The A5 schools, the Power 5 schools, where we're going next, how we would reintroduce sports going into the later summer or fall, hopefully, or beyond. How would we enter into that?
This has been a banner year academically for student athletes on the U of A campus. And I guess the good news out of all of this is that they can stay in class. They're online. They can keep their classes going. And for those who will be able to graduate this year, that is still something that will occur. And maybe you could just address the academic side of things. First of all, the success that the student athletes have had at the U of A, in particular this past year, and how they can finish out now this particular academic semester.
Yeah, I think on both fronts, actually, Brian, it was a banner year setting up, athletically and really going into the spring with some power programs that were set up. But yes, academically, which is our mission, our first and foremost part of our mission to provide the educational opportunities for our student athletes. And it was another record year, really on progress with, we were in the above, well over 80 student athletes that were already on the honor roll with the Pac-12. So that's over a 3-point GPA, all of the good things. The indicators are very, very positive, and that's been a benchmark of this program for many, many years. And then to quickly transition to online learning. We didn't have to stop the educational process. We really moved quickly to online learning across the campus, and then very specifically in athletics with our student athlete services area, our academic counselors really activate, and our advisors activating and working with our student athletes so they can get up and going, up and running, understand more about this distance learning, online learning process, and stay on track to finish off the semester is very, very strong. And by all indications, hey, it's hard to make that transition. I think all of us, when we think about transitioning to work from home or work from a remote location, it didn't happen in one day. It took a little while to get yourself in the right order and understand how to do it and get the rhythm of it or a process, have some structure towards it. So we tried to help our student athletes initially in that mode, how to put that together, keep structure to their day, stay focused on the academic side. And it's been very well received. And again, we think we're headed in a real positive direction. Quite frankly, we're headed into the last 3 weeks of the semester. So we've got final projects, and we're headed toward finals and closing the semester out. So it's an important 3.5 weeks for our students.
President Robbins has been so involved athletically and really with all departments on campus, but I know he's meant a lot to you. And how has he helped you now in the department through this particular time?
Well, as we've said before, Dr. Robbins is an incredible leader. He's a hands-on leader. He's connected at all levels in the university, and we're very blessed to have him so engaged on the athletic side. For me, as a member of his cabinet, his team, his senior leadership team, there's been an abundance of engagement and conversation so that we're really connected on the campus side since day one when we were really in Vegas together. Coming into after that first game in the men's tournament, we've probably talked every day since that very day when things started to really transition quickly, like something was going to change here. So it's great to have him. He's very solid. He's such a leader. I think the announcement yesterday shows how with the governor and our ability to provide testing for the virus, and how engaged our university has been in research and in really combating this crisis. How can we utilize the University of Arizona to be someone who can help solve problems and move us forward? And so, yesterday's announcement with the governor on the testing was big, but those are happening all over campus. And he has really rallied staff and certainly the senior level staff. And again, it's been great for athletics as well. He values it and understands the importance of it. We engage with the fan base, with alums, with friends of the university. That's very important. We carry the brand in such a positive way. And our leader recognizes that. And I'm proud to be on his team and be part of that and look forward to a lot of years in the future.
Normally this time of the year, I doubt you're home very much because of all the sports that are going on, and your basketball, baseball, softball, golf, tennis. I could name almost all of them that would be in season right now. What about the adjustment for you being at home? I know you're putting in a full day as your staff is, but it's certainly a different lifestyle right now.
Different lifestyle. I've had to, really focus in on a different way of doing things. Obviously, virtually and our Zoom meetings and different ways we connect with each other now. You can't just walk down the hall and solve a quick problem. Now that takes 3 or 4 calls, it seems like. I miss not being engaged with our team, with our staff, being in the building, being able to walk around, see people. I really miss not being at events, the chance to watch our student athletes compete and excel and try to overcome new things and new challenges out on the fields and courts. And to just drop in at practice to see how people are doing. So I miss that side of it. It's a different pace, that's for sure. I don't handle it real well, and maybe my family's getting a little bit tired of it. But had to try to build in some chances to get outside, walk around, get some exercise, do those types of things.
All right. So, any board games, hobbies? What are you doing in your spare time right now?
Wow, kind of watching a lot of Netflix, playing games. We got the board games going and cards. We like to play euchre a little bit, so that's a game that our family's played for a lot of years. So we do that. We've done a couple of jigsaw puzzles. I think in a way it's helped us maybe step back a little bit, take stock in family and friends and relationships and how important that is. Also understanding how valuable that is externally. You miss people that you can't connect with, or it's much more foreign to connect with them in this way, and not being around them. So, and so maybe it helps us all, again, step back, take stock a little bit, reset our compass, and be ready when we're all going to come out of this, and we'll all come out of this in a stronger and a better way.
All right, you mentioned Netflix. Have you got hooked on any series?
Well, I did watch the Netflix. I watched the Ozark. I watched the Ozark. And
good one.
It's pretty dark. Sorry about that, but pretty dark. So I watched that whole one. But some Prime movies, some HBO on demand stuff. So it's been good. I think, but no, it seems like we're pulling it up. And it's like nothing changed since last night. Where there's no new movie for us really to see, or no new show to get into.
Okay.
So I'm always looking for a new one. So if you have any suggestions, let me know.
All right. Well, I'm with you on Ozark. We're watching that all the time. So it is dark, but it's very well done. So that's Better Call Saul's another one that we've gotten hooked on. That's good too. So you guys have stocked up on paper goods and everything. No shortages there. Just have to check.
No shortages there. We've been able to maintain pretty well, and we've been very careful. We've gone to the store several times. It seems like that's one of our big social outings, a quick trip to the store, but very careful and how we do that and how we social distance and interact with other people. But we're in a good place. We've we've baked a few cakes and done a lot of home cooking around the barbecue grill. That's been a lot of fun, and it's been good food too.
You have a tremendous fan base, one of the strongest certainly in the country. And I wanted to give you a chance to talk to them, because I know it's tearing people apart not being able to go down and root for the Wildcats. I know they can hardly wait to get back, but what would you like to tell them about the future?
Well, certainly the future is very bright. We will this program, our group of our staff, our coaches, certainly our student athletes, the entire university. There's great strength here. We will get through this, and we'll have an opportunity all to be together again and cheer on the Wildcats in big ways. There'll be a lot of excitement in the future. Now we've got to do some things to get there, but we will handle that business appropriately. And this is such a strong program, and that's due to, as you said, this tremendous fan base. Our fans that are still buying tickets, season tickets for football and for next year for basketball, continue to support the program through contributions, even in this time of uncertainty. Couldn't appreciate that more. That is so critical to us continuing to maneuver through the challenging times. but it is because of that loyal support, that strong support, that we'll get through this. And we know that you all do that, and you care so deeply about this program. And that's why I know our staff, our coaches, myself, are so proud to be part of it, and we take that incredibly seriously, how important that is, and how important this program is to the Wildcat fan base, to all of our alums and friends. We don't take that lightly. We do not take that for granted. And again, can't wait to all celebrate. Hopefully that's in the fall or whenever that is. In the near future, we're going to be together in our stadiums and arenas and cheer the Wildcats on to victory. All
right, Dave, you look good. So I've had to, do a little hair trimming on my own, but you must have some secret there.
No, we've had a couple of little haircut sessions at our house. I'm a little bit afraid when my son has the razor out that he's, but it's, I don't know, it's getting pretty long, and it's time, you forget, again, you forget how important some of those little things are.
Yeah. Dave, thanks as always. Appreciate your time and your hard work. We can hardly wait until Wildcat fans are back together again and we get to cheer on the Cardinal and Navy.
Well, absolutely. Thanks to our student athletes. Thanks to our great staff that's doing just yeoman's work out there. And thanks to our fans and our supporters for their continued belief in this program. So appreciate it, Brian. It's been great being with you.
All right. Thanks to Dave Heeke, Vice President, Director of Athletics at the U of A. Next week, we're going to sit down with the Mike Candrea, head softball coach of the Wildcats, and talk about his spring as well. Look forward to seeing you again then. Bear down, everybody.